Hey guys, Trickshot726 here, and we are doing the Green Lantern versus Captain Marvel behind the scenes video. Since this is the first behind the scenes video, I'm not quite sure how I want to do everything yet, and I haven't gotten a flow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of like a director's commentary interlaced with the behind the scenes. So I'm going to watch the video right now, and I'm going to talk over it and then pause it at parts, and then we'll have behind the scenes footage, kind of like what I showed on Sunday with the 10,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you for that real quick, and we are going to hit play on the video now. So first I want to say a big thank you to Red Mask Animation and Poof for doing the voices of Green Lantern and Captain Marvel. I also want to say thank you to Iron Man The Legend 11 and Shirela for doing Guy Gardner and Star Sapphire and the two alternate endings, the Captain Marvel and Green Lantern one, respectively. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's actually hit start on the video. So I decided I wanted to do this video because they're both superhero pilots that got their powers from aliens and go into space and then do missions there. And then there's the Green Lantern Corps, and then recently with Secret Wars, there's kind of like the Carol Corps. So I figured they're like pretty evenly matched origin-wise, and then power-wise, they both have like energy blasts and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a bit different with the constructs and the ring versus Carol having her powers naturally, or you know what I mean. So it's a little different, but they have very similar backgrounds, kind of. So I figured it'd make for an interesting fight, and I wanted to do a Green Lantern one, but I figured that doing constructs for both Green Lantern and Sinestro would be kind of a lot, and I'm kind of glad I decided not to do this, at least for the first time doing Green Lantern constructs. Just because, yeah, it's a lot. And so thankfully, Carol just has energy blasts and stuff like that. So now we just got to the part where it says fight. You can tell where Captain Marvel flies at him for the first part. I did a new type of, I'm trying a new thing for flying. Kind of, I don't know how often I'm going to use it, but what I do is I put a PNG over the background to make it look like they're moving, even though the picture is staying still. I think I first realized how to do this with the Queen of Chaos introduction, with all the people moving in slow motion as they're getting hit by Scarlet Witch. I think it works better in some circumstances than this. This one I was just trying to figure out how far I could push it and if I could save some time doing things like that. I think I'm going to use it less than what I did in this version, but we'll see. We'll have that happen a couple other times in future videos. Like where we see Green Lantern slowly coming down, I think it's fine there. So then they fly off, and then here's another spot where I tried doing PNGs instead of actually having them in the frame for the entire time. I'm not the biggest fan of it doing it this way, even though it was a lot faster, but I don't know, it just looks fake to me. So then the part where she's punching the giant green ball and smashes it, I kind of got the idea from that Justice League War, I think it was, where Superman is fighting, or he's chasing Green Lantern and Batman in a green ball. I think I could have done that scene a little bit better, to be honest, but you learn from doing things, so next time I do something like that, if I do something like that again, it'll be better that time. So then when he uses the giant stretchy boxing glove, but I had Captain Marvel flying and then just had her act like she got hit. I think originally it was going to be a giant spring that he just used, but I couldn't find a good picture I wanted to use. Like a video game spring, like a Sonic or Mario spring that you like boing, but I couldn't find one of those. So I decided the boxing glove was the next best thing, and I actually think I like the boxing glove better than the spring and how it turned out. And then this scene right here with the shield, that's a Captain America shield he's actually using right there. And this scene was actually one of the first ones I fully animated to see how the video turned out. And I'm actually really happy with how it came out, that part at least where they're fighting, and I paused it right now, so we'll see more of it in a second. but I got a lot of the ideas, or a lot of the inspiration for this fight from fights from the Green Lantern animated series with Hal and Star Sapphire, or Razor versus Hal, or Razor versus Atrocitus, Hal versus Atrocitus, all those fights. They all had really good scenes and everything like that, and lots of cool flying stuff that I'm glad I got to use. Also, I think this is the first appearance of Bane's chiropractic in the video, or in a video. If it wasn't something before, it might have been in the Wonder Woman vs. Thor before. But there's a more close-up shots of the title, or the banner, whatever you want to call it, the sign. I don't know. I just thought that'd be a funny store to have, because, he breaks Batman's back, so does chiropractic. So it's just a funny little thing I put in there, because I liked it. What else? He has a giant Thor hammer that he uses right there. And then right here, this part is from a Razor versus Atrocitus fight, where there's the energy blast going back and forth. I did this scene a couple of times. I wasn't super happy with how it turned out, but it was better than what the original ones were. That part's just hard to do, especially just in Photoshop. I'm going to try and figure out how to do energy beams going back and forth like that better in the future. But I also was having issues with Photoshop, because I was using free trials, and then some of them expired, so I had to get a different version, and it didn't have all the features that one did, so it was it was kind of a mess trying to figure out how to do stuff, because I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew what features I needed, but sometimes, or brushes, and not all the Photoshops had all the brushes I used to have. So that was fun. So here I have her absorb energy and redirect it and stuff like that. The stop sign wasn't originally going to be a stop sign. It was originally going to be a brick wall that he built, but then I don't know why. I was having more trouble than I should have making the brick wall for him to block the energy with. So I decided to go with the stop sign instead, and I think it's better, in my opinion. That's another one of the ones I like better than just a brick wall. It's a stop sign to, stop the blast, And then she dodges it. And then the line, but here we're in our own league. Obviously a Justice League reference. Kind of overt, but who cares? It's a superhero thing. They're corny, they're cheesy sometimes. And then this part was from the part where Captain Marvel beats the crap out of Green Lantern. It's from I think it was from Green Lantern Emerald Knights, the animated movie. It was where, I think it was Liara fights her dad or something like that. I wish the Captain Marvel Green Lantern one was a little bit faster, but I didn't want to make it seem too fast that it was impossible to tell what was going on. So that's why it's a bit slower, I think. And then I needed them to go to space. So I think this is I took the idea of the giant catapult from the Green Lantern or Hal Jordan versus Guy Gardner fight in the animated series. That's a really good show. I love that show. So now they're on the moon. There's dust everywhere, and he's using his lantern like a flashlight. The dust, I did that part towards the end of the editing of everything. I didn't just edit everything in order. So I think that could have been a little bit better, but I was getting tired of editing this video since there's so much to do. For the effects, I never talked about this yet. So what I do for the energy beams and everything, since it's stop motion and I have everything as a frame by frame by frame, what I do is I Photoshop every single frame that needs to be to have effects in it, which is really tedious, and it's probably not the best way, but it's what I've done so far. So I want to look into getting After Effects. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, that's what I do so far. Every frame you see with effects or anything like that has been Photoshopped, or my hand has been Photoshopped out. That's how I make them fly, or if I'm not using a stand. Sometimes when they're flying, you can kind of see the stand around their waist, even though the rest of it is gone. So there's that you can look for. Not in this scene specifically. So he just used the brass knuckles on her. I think that was going to be a giant fist, but I was like, you know what? We've already used the giant fist at the very beginning. Let's use brass knuckles to diversify, because I think doing the Green Lantern constructs in this video was really fun, but it was also really challenging. It was an opportunity to be really creative, but it was also just daunting, because you're like, what do? I can do anything. And then he made a giant sword, but he never used it. And then he fell in love with her because, I don't know, he's Hal Jordan. That's what you do. So then she punches him in the face because she's not interested. The ball that he was in right there, half of it was real, half of it wasn't, depending on the shot. I think you can tell. I can tell. I don't know if you guys can tell. Where it's like a close-up of his ring, that the ball right there is not real, or where he absorbs it and does the giant Green Lantern symbol blast thingy. That wasn't real, obviously, but the one where she's pounding on it, that is. So the giant rock formation in the background, when she's falling, there's some parts that are blue and white on it, and that is because it kind of broke when I was filming the first episode of the Infinity Quest series, because Thanos fell on it and broke it. So thanks, Thanos, for breaking that. The chains, oh my gosh, the chains were so annoying to add in, since I had to do them for every frame, and it had to look like they're in the same spot, even when she's tugging on them. So that was not fun. But I was like, you know what? She gets chained to the ground, and he does giant scissors to try and kill her. Like, yeah, that's creative stages. It sounds a great idea. Execution, horrible. So then she breaks out of the chains. I think the part where she breaks them, that's a great shot. I think, at least. And then she smashes the ground. Those rocks. I just went outside my house and then picked them up and then brought them inside and used them. So then she throws the rock, and rock beats scissors, as everybody knows. So that's why they break. She absorbs the energy, punches him back down to Earth, and then he pulls kind of like a Iron Man from Iron Man 3, where it looks like he's right there, but it's actually not him, except this time it's a construct, not just an empty suit. She smashes it. She's like, "What? Where'd he go? What happened?" And then Shirley, who voices Star Sapphire, she gave me the idea of making giant bowling pins and bowling ball right here. So thank you for that. She also came up with the next one right here with the giant Owen power battery cannon. She had a bunch of really good ideas for the constructs. Big shout out to her. So that part was really cool. And then Captain Marvel absorbs all the energy right there.
I absorb energy,
as she says right now. So then she blasts him into a wall. He had another Captain America shield. And then we have my favorite part of the fight, the flight sequence right here. Oh, and he calls her Princess Sparkle Fist. That's a reference to one of the Captain Marvel comics that I own. I forget who it was written by. She went back in time, stuff like that. Someone calls her Princess Sparkle Fist. I think there's a t-shirt that says Princess Sparkle Fist with their picture on it you can buy. That's not the point. So anyways, the flight sequence. This part was really, I don't want to say it was really hard to do, but it turned out really cool, so I was really excited about it. Or at least part of it. So I filmed both of them separately, like flying towards, or with the camera moving with them and everything like that. So I've had made by another friend. So that's how I did that part. So it looks, that's what, I think it turned out really well, at least. The camera's a little shaky, but that's just how it is, at least when I'm filming things, or filming tracking shots and stuff like that. And then we have the Amazon 4-pack exclusive Hawkeye, on the chameleon body, riding a moped as they like fly past him and everything, just cause. And then I kind of wish I used a wrecking ball to break the building instead of the sword to cut it, but whatever, it works. She breaks through it. That building that she broke through was first used in Avengers vs. World Finest when Superman broke through it. She gets blasted and flies after him. And then this scene, we have her flying. I didn't feel like putting the PNG of her in it, because at this point, I'd seen it already, how it turned out, everything. So I edited the Green Lantern flying as a picture and not having him actually there. So I decided not to do it again with her, so I just did it from her point of view, and then she flies and, "Where'd you run off to, coward?" And then he makes a giant train, and he says the super cheesy pun, "I had a train to catch." I decided to put that one in there because I liked it. I really like puns. I thought about having him use a baseball bat at one point and saying something like, "Batter up." There was a bunch of other puns that I tried to work in there, but I'm like, I can't fit them in there organically, and they're just going to stick out really bad. So, just had the one. And then we have Doc Ock tentacles that he creates. There's Bane's Chiropractic again. Either they circle back, or there's just multiple. It's a franchise. Bane's Chiropractic is a franchise, guys. All the buildings I have, it's not a specific layout. They're all movable. They're made out of cardboard shoe boxes and shipping boxes and that kind of thing. So I just move them around so it looks like a different part of the city all the time, so it doesn't look like it's they're fighting on the same street every single time. So there's not an exact layout, but I think I have around 15-ish, 20 boxes. I want to try phasing them out and making some foam board ones so they can have them be like textured and everything like that, and it'll look a little bit better and just up the quality of the sets a little bit, but that's going to be a long-term goal. Sorry, I went off on tangents. And then here he was originally going to make a machine gun and shoot at her a couple times with like Green Lantern bullets or something, but I was like, you know what? Screw that. We're going to make a giant mechanical arm cannon, because Hal totally knows how to make one of those, right? Probably not, but it looks cool. It's from the Mandroid Build-A-Figure, the Shield Mandroid. I just had an extra arm lying around. He shoots at her, and then we have a lightsaber, because it was going to be a sword, but I was like, let's go lightsaber. That's actually Darth Vader's lightsaber, and the blade is red, but you can't tell because I edited it. And then I need to get better lightsaber sounds if/when I do a Star Wars video in a spaceship, which may or may not happen, but it's totally going to happen. So then she blocks it with her energy and stuff. And there's the police car that's in like 90% of my videos. And then they fight behind the police car, because at this point in filming, I was really tired of filming. I was filming for like a month and a half at this point. So I was like, you know what? We don't need to see what they're doing. They're fighting. She just gets blasted somehow and flies backwards. And then he makes giant legs, pushes the car next to her. And this part was really cool, the buzzsaw. So he uses a buzzsaw to cut the police car in half. Again, all photoshopped. We're to the click your endings. I decided to do 2 endings because I couldn't decide on who I think would win. I like both characters a lot. And I think it'd be a disservice to do just one ending to these ones. Why I choose to do 2 endings instead of 1, it really just depends on the characters and how much I know about the characters and who I think would win in the fight. So, in the Green Lantern ending, it starts off, you can see the Blue Lantern building. It's been in a couple other videos. I think I was actually first in the Quicksilver one. I may be wrong, I don't know. And then we have Green Lantern making batarangs that he throws at Captain Marvel, which she dodges. And then he has giant monster arms he uses to block her energy blasts. Those are from Toxin. I filmed Toxin separately than him. I filmed Toxin and Captain Marvel, and then Green Lantern and Captain Marvel, and interlaid the pictures over each other.
One hell of a fight, but it's over now.
This part of the fight, I came up with the idea, or I didn't come up with the idea. I got the idea from Hal versus Atrocitus at the end of the Red Lantern story arc in the animated series, and then she blasts at him. And then this part is kind of like I don't know how similar it is, but I got the idea from when Hal was fighting Parallax in the horrible Green Lantern movie. But there's one decent moment from it, I think. So I just had Red Mask Animation say the Green Lantern oath, and he just gets stronger because he has more willpower or whatever. And then, yeah, so that's why he wins this because
Strength to keep fighting.
his willpower is too strong for her to overcome, and it makes him stronger, is the basic idea. I should have put some energy beams when he's doing the 3-punch combo at the end. Just be like his willpower or something like that, but whatever. It works. And then Guy Gardner shows up putting out the fires with the fire extinguisher. And then Guy Gardner also kind of fits on here because he's kind of a sleazebag. They fly off together, and that's the end of that ending. So, yeah, I just decided to have Guy Gardner show up to, like, make it seem like the universe is connected and everything like that. I don't know. Just because, fun cameo, why not? Yeah, so now we're going to go to the Captain Marvel ending. So this one, if you want to ask me, I think she would win in the fight, so I think this is the true ending. Yeah, not that there really is one, but it's just my opinion. Even though I like the Green Lantern ending better, I think it was just the choreography of everything was just better. I still think she would win. I filmed that one first, so I think I had more energy to film before this one. And then he makes a ball and chain. That's from Thundra. And then Starsacker calls him. And then he rebuilds the wall. The wall he built is way bigger than the amount of bricks I had laid out there. But whatever, no big deal. So then he's talking on the phone to Star Sapphire. There's trouble in Sector 726. Not so subtle reference to Trick Shot 726. So anyways, she blasts on the wall. That part was fun. Just because I got to have lots of debris.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, so then we have the Shut Up Carol line. I wanted to incorporate a thing where Star Sapphire showed up at one point, and then he says, like, Shut Up Carol or something like that, and they both respond, because both Star Sapphire and Captain Marvel's name is Carol. Another funny thing, I don't know. Stupid connections I make between these characters in the universes. So, yeah, Carol Ferris, Carol Danvers. She was like, I wasn't saying anything. And he's like, what? No, that wasn't me. I was talking to... Yeah, so then she throws him in the thing, smashes the building on him, and he's unconscious. Boom, end of fight. Star Sapphire actually ends up showing up. And then mentions of Atrocitus. And then they go fight Atrocitus together. Will that be a video later on? Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like doing it right now. But Star Sapphire and Captain Marvel versus Atrocitus could be the potential sequel to this fight. Which would then further prove that this was the real ending. I think that was the fight. Overall opinions on it, I think it turned out pretty well. The effects for the flying sequences and the constructs for the most part was pretty good, and that's what I was most worried about in this fight. I don't know how soon I want to do another Green Lantern video, just because of how effects heavy it is. And I've used Captain Marvel a lot this year, but I told people I was going to use her a lot once I realized they were making a figure for her. So I think it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. I don't know if it's my favorite video I've done, but there's certain scenes from it that are like my favorite scenes. One of my favorite scenes that I've done. So there is that one. I think that is basically it for this first behind the scenes / director's commentary. In the comment section below, let me know what video you guys want me to do on the next one for next Tuesday. Since this is the first Trick Shot Tuesday that we are doing. So go ahead and pick another video that I've done to have a behind the scenes commentary for. And let me know how you want me to do it differently in the future, if you want more focus on behind the scenes or focus on director's commentary. But yeah, this is the first one we've done, so we're still getting our bearings and getting used to it. But hopefully this goes on for a while now. That's just about it. I don't know if they're all going to be this long or if I'm just going to talk for the duration of the video in the future. I'm going to try and keep them a little bit shorter, I think, if I can. But that is just about it. So I'll see you guys later.